Okay, here we go. It's been a good couple of months since my last video, so bear with me because I'm not a pro YouTuber. I'm definitely not a TV personality. Anyways, it is May 7th, 2021, and I am coming back with a review of the Stearns & Foster that we bought. If you recall, if you happen to have seen the previous series on the Saatva Classic that we had purchased and given a shot, my wife and I, we gave it a shot for 20 nights and decided to replace it with a Stearns & Foster. And I wanted to give the Stearns & Foster plenty of time to prove me wrong. And here's why. The Saatva mattress, the day we got it, as a quick refresher, was meant to be their softest mattress on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being softest, 10 being the hardest. It came in at a 3. At least that's what they purport. It was not that soft. We were actually replacing a 12-year-old Stearns & Foster, which was considered a quote-unquote ultra plush, and all the documentation on it, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the hardest, 10 being the softest, that one was an 8. So if you flip one of the scales, a 3 and an 8 are effectively the same. If the scales 1 to 10 were equally measured, but clearly they weren't. So the Saatva was hard. My wife wasn't sleeping well. I wasn't sleeping well. It was a pretty miserable month of January because of it. And so we just pulled the trigger and we bought the only Stearns & Foster that existed that was closest to what we used to have. And the day it showed up, it was one of the best night's sleep that I had had in I can't tell you how long. Same thing for the wife. And as I started paying more attention to it versus what the Saatva felt like for the previous 20 nights, I was worried that maybe it wouldn't last very long. Why was it so comfortable on night 1 when I kept hearing all these people say, and the internet say, that you need to give your mattress time to break in? That doesn't make any sense to me. So I wanted to give it a full 90 days. And I gave it a full 90 days. And that's why now I'm here to review that Stearns & Foster. One of the things I'm about to do here is I'm going to try to screen share what I have so we can talk a little bit about that Stearns & Foster. To help level set a little bit, you can find, I'll put a link in the description of this video to the 20-night experience on the Saatva and my final video where I talk about the whole buying experience, the return experience, my general thoughts of Saatva as a company and the way it presents, and just any other thoughts I had about that Saatva. And in this video, I am talking about that Stearns & Foster. Now, for those who watched the Saatva video and were waiting for this Stearns & Foster review, couple of notes. I will mention the differences between the two mattresses. I'm going to use the Saatva as a baseline versus the Stearns & Foster. Couple other notes. The previous Stearns & Foster we had, it was the Abbey Lynn, if memory serves, and they stopped making that sometime around 2012, 2013. You can still find a little bit of information on the internet, but it was a king size. It was very large with a split box spring. The Saatva we got, my wife thought we wanted to downsize to a queen. That turned out to be a bit of a failure, so I'm sure the fact that we were on a smaller mattress played a part in our discomfort, but being closer together doesn't help, won't impact what it feels like underneath you, if that makes any sense. So even though we were a little closer and that kind of created a little more frustration between us, or irritation, because we were just so used to having all that extra space, that didn't necessarily impact the comfort when you laid on it. And the new Stearns & Foster is what they call, I'm going to pronounce it as Cassatt. It could be Cassatt, I'm not really sure. And we ended up springing for the king size on that as well. So just bear in mind, the Saatva was a queen, both Stearns & Fosters were kings. That said, let's get into the basics. Here we go. Alright, so what you should be seeing on your screen right now is the Stearns & Foster website. Let me preface with the things I'm going to show you and the things I'm going to talk about regarding the online research that I had to do for the Stearns & Foster is that the Stearns & Foster website is about as useless as a website as possible to understand build quality. When you go to the Saatva website gives you multiple cross-section views. They explain the technology used, and they really want to woo you into buying the mattress by showing you what they put in it. Stearns & Foster, on the other hand, not so much. Stearns & Foster very much presents like it wants to be a luxury brand. And I'm not saying it's not. It's more like a mid-luxury brand. But they want you to just believe it's going to be super comfortable without telling you much about the build quality. So you'll see things like, let's show somebody signing the tag. Awards being won and things of that nature. And look at all these sweet puppies and people laying on beds and reviews and whatnot. And then we get down here and we got different mattresses. The one that we sprung with was a Luxe Estate. So let's go back up to the top to the menu, and we will go to the Luxe Estate. And in here, it brings you to the Luxe Estate Cassatt, whatever. And full disclosure, the pricing is the same today as it was the day we bought it at the end of January. It got to, or middle of January, and it got here right at the end of January. So we got let me see if I can change this. Alright, so if we go for the softest in the non-pillow top, you're going to see there is no pillow top. It is stitched. It is tight. But we did go for the pillow top, the Ultra Plush, and I have to thank one of the viewers of one of my previous videos for pointing out in the comments, because I was struggling to understand it, and he basically said it in a way that the internet struggled to say. But the difference between a pillow top and a Euro top is that a pillow top has a separate pillow that's stitched on top of, whereas a Euro top, it is effectively straight down and stitched as part of the mattress. The Saatva Classic that we purchased, and I'll bring you there really quick so you can see it, was in fact a Euro top. As you can see in this picture right here, it basically comes straight down. It is just it's a piece of the mattress. Here we go. And you can see the foam barriers. Now going back to the Stearns & Foster, you can see that there's a great difference in mattress price. We're talking $3,400 USD for the king size Stearns & Foster. Now if we put it down to the queen size, it's still $2,800. Okay? Whereas Saatva, if you're looking at the king size, and we do the thick one, which is what we had done, you're looking at a $1,700 price tag, and the queen size being a $1,300 price tag. That is a substantial difference in cost. Now for the buying process. Buying a Stearns & Foster, some may say is easier, some may say is more difficult. It depends on your preferences of buying and what you consider easy and difficult. And here's why I say that. The Saatva, you don't buy in store, you buy online. And then depending on where you live, they'll determine where one of their contracted manufacturers are. They'll build it and then they'll deliver it to your house. To get a Stearns & Foster, thou shalt not buy online. As you can see here, the only way to get it is to find a retailer. And it knows where I am by location. I'm in Fairport, New York. That's a suburb of Rochester in Western New York. And let's see. Here is a listing of all of the local places that could have it. Now, I purchased this January, right in the heart of COVID. Numbers were up a little bit higher. A lot of stores around here still had mattress stores still were not letting people come in to test mattresses. I also called around to find this mattress. Nobody had it in the Ultra Plush. In fact, this listing of stores that you find here on the right, Only one of those stores, when I contacted them, said that they could even get it in the Ultra Plush. That happened to be Raymore and Flanigan. Now here's what was so interesting about that with my buying process, and I'll take a hiatus to talk about Raymore and Flanigan, the furniture store in New York State. It's pretty well known furniture store in these parts. I left New York at the end of 2004, moved to Phoenix, Arizona, where I met my wife, and I was there for about 15 years. Before I left, Raymore and Flanigan was the place to buy furniture. When I got back, Raymore and Flanigan was still the place to buy furniture. I actually used the Raymore and Flanigan website and their chat function on their website. I just hopped on the chat. I was sick of calling and talking to people where they put me on hold for 15 minutes while they tried to figure out if they could order it. By the time I made it down this list to Raymore and Flanigan, I went to their website to see if it was on there. The model was available, but not in Ultra Plush. So I hopped in the chat and I said, "Can I get this?" We chatted. The answer was yes. I did the whole purchase via the chat box. It took maybe 20 minutes. It was a great experience. However, when I got the confirmation email that they ordered it, it did not list Ultra Plush. It listed Plush. And that was a concern for me. So that actually led to a phone call where I had to confirm that the Pillowtop Plush is not the one I wanted, that it is in fact the Ultra Plush. It added an extra 20 to 25 minutes on the phone where they had to figure out why they couldn't identify a difference in the SKU numbers that they had. And lo and behold, they were able to fix it. So the chat function to purchase was great. It just so happened that they ordered the wrong one. The next day we fixed it on the phone, and that's great. We ended up getting the right mattress. We set it up immediately, and that's great. You get here, you get a couple of pictures of the mattress, and that's great. They show it with the adjustable base. We did not get the adjustable base. That seems like maybe something at our next mattress we'll consider, but right now we just weren't interested in it. Because truth be told, neither of us wants to spend that much time in bed. We have life to live and stuff to do. So you get down here, and you can see which one is selected. And there's some pictures of it. You know, they can show you some craftsmanship. They talk about the IntelliCoil system, and they give you these basic things. But one thing you're going to see is, I'd like to see a cross-section. I want to know what it's made of and how it would compare. How many levels of coils are there? What type of memory foam do you use, and where do you put it? You can't get that answer on this website that I've been able to find. I've clicked on so many of these links, it's almost ridiculous. So I run a web search for it. And I find a Men's Health article from a couple years back where they talk about, let me scroll back up, how a Stearns & Foster mattress is made. This was actually a great read. They actually have what they refer to as master craftsmen, and basically each bed is made by one person with the help of a couple of assistants. They do fire resistance testing on them, and when they make a mattress, this is what's most interesting to me, is that they test for what they refer to as dreaded butt sag. But basically what it is your mattress turning into a taco where you lay all the time. Take note that the softer the mattress, the more likely that's going to happen. So they take a 240-pound weight in the shape of a butt and legs, and they move it around 100,000 times to determine how much sinkage occurs. 240 pounds in the butt and the legs. I'm 240 pounds. So clearly, I'm a pretty average dude if that's what they decided that they wanted to do. And that's pretty much it. But again, that doesn't tell me what it's made out of. It was becoming very frustrating. So when you look up Stearns & Foster construction, you see there's a bunch of different websites, lots and lots of affiliate reviews, which I'll take a moment right now to point out that I don't do affiliates. I'm new to YouTube. Will I get to hundreds of thousands of subscribers and millions of hours of watch time and maybe do some type of affiliate reviews? I can't say unequivocally no, but the whole point of these reviews is that no one's paying me for them. They're completely independent. I just want people to hear my experience with these different mattresses. When I hit and this is where I found it, when I hit the images, I found some websites where they actually talk about how different ones are made. So let's see if I can find which one looks like the right one. It's this one, I believe. So let's go to this link, mattressstuff.com, and they talk about Stearns and Foster. This is about one of the closest websites I could find. There we go. So where they talk about the IntelliCoil system. One of the things that this one's missing from another picture I saw, a commenter who mentioned the difference between Eurotop and Pillowtop also mentioned that apparently the specific mattress we bought had 4 layers of coils, including somewhere in the top here between some layers, like maybe in the Pillowtop or really close to the Pillowtop, like mini coils, tiny little mini coils that were half an inch thick. I did find that somewhere on the web. Where it is, I'm not exactly sure. Yeah, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time looking for it, but the important part is you can see it's very difficult to find information on how it's constructed. You have to go to a lot of different websites because their website is practically devoid of information. I think they really just want you to go there and lay on it. If you love it, buy it. Now, experience of getting it aside, price comparison done, let's talk about the difference in how they view themselves. The Saatva I referred to as hard bouncy. When you laid on it, the first thing you notice is that the materials are, while very nice materials, very high quality build, when you laid on it, it felt stiff. I don't want to say firm, stiff. The materials felt stiff. And when you laid on them, the mattress bounced a lot. There were a couple of times when I would move or get out of bed in the middle of the night, and my wife would, I'd be able to see her literally bounce up and down. How that differs with this Stearns & Foster is that this Stearns & Foster, and I took some videos similar to what I did with the Saatva of me sitting on it and whatnot. When you lay on it, there's nothing about the materials that feel stiff. The cotton they use on top, it seems maybe less tightly wound, and you lay on it and the whole mattress kind of accepts you into it. You do sink a little bit. Whereas the Saatva, the top Eurotop, always felt like it stayed the same, and it was the bottom part of the mattress that so you'd have your pillow top and your mattress, and the pillow top would stay the same and the mattress would compress, but the pillow's top would stay very firm. This mattress, when you lay on it, the pillow top squishes and then the rest of the mattress squishes, and it's very hard for you to tell which part is really moving, but you sink into it a little bit. Some people might like that, some people might not. I think one of the keys here to point out is that we bought the super plushest mattress we can find on the Stearns & Foster website, and all the marketing material. The pillow, first, you can only get this particular mattress in an ultra plush, and you can only get this particular mattress in an ultra plush if you're also getting the pillow top. So clearly there's a reason for that. And on a scale of 1 to 10, Stearns & Foster, 10 being softest, this is what they rate as an 8, their softest mattress. It's the softest mattress we can find on the market. I'm big. My wife is not big. She weighs half as much as me. And so she needs sleeping on a soft mattress with her for so long that when I sleep on hard mattresses, everything I have is sore. One of the keys with Saatva is that when I laid on my side, my shoulder, the bottom part of my rib cage, my hip, and the middle of my thigh would all be sore after a very short amount of time. So laying on my side was not possible. This Stearns & Foster mattress, lay on my back, I can lay on my stomach, I can lay on my side, and the pressure on my body is evenly distributed from head to toe. My feet and ankles feel like they're sinking into the mattress the exact same amount, or maybe I should say a proportional amount, to my shoulder and my hip and my ribs. I don't get any soreness when I lay in this mattress. That started day 1. 20 days with the Saatva in, it still hadn't been relieved, and full disclosure, we had a 1.5-inch memory foam topper on top of it because of that soreness, and none of that helped. So if you're looking for a soft mattress and you're willing to spend the money, full disclosure, with the $3,400 mattress, no sales, and the split box spring, and taxes, the total price came to $3,960 something. And that was with free delivery and technically set up. Even though I didn't ask them to set it up, I still had a Saatva sitting there when they showed up, because they showed up about 4 hours earlier than I anticipated, which, slight annoyance, but it got here, and it wasn't delayed, so that was a good thing. So if you're looking for soft, this is your mattress. Unequivocally, we were looking for the softest possible, and I believe we found the softest possible, and it's incredible. It is a pretty standard mattress that is made with coils and foams and other materials, but it's not like a Sleep Number. You can't adjust anything. We didn't get the adjustable base. We just lay flat in it. I can say this. Not once during the 20 days on the Saatva was I able to sleep any more than 3 hours at a time. I was up at least twice every night, sometimes many more. On this Stearns & Foster, I can count on one hand the number of nights where I did not sleep through the night. And just for fairness, me sleeping through the night means between 1 and 2 o'clock every night, no matter what. I wake up, have to go to the bathroom, and I come back to bed. It's just my jam. And with this Stearns & Foster, that is how my night works every night. It doesn't matter if I go to sleep at 8:45 because I was up early that day and I was exhausted. I'd wake up at my normal time. If I go to bed at 11, I'd wake up at my normal time. And then I'd get back to sleep and I'd wake up refreshed. I will say this. I have bad allergies and a lot of irritants, including fabrics and things, can really irritate me. I mean, if you're looking at my video, you'll probably see some red blotchiness. Allergies. My face, my skin, my nasal passages, it's always a wreck, and it's always the worst in the spring in New York. And on the Saatva, the build quality is great, the materials were great, they gave me no issues. The Stearns & Foster, same situation, no issues. However, my wife is really susceptible to strong smells, and I felt like the organic cotton used in the Saatva smelled good. My wife thought it had a very industrial smell, like it came from, like it was still in a manufacturing plant, or like it was stored there for a long time. I didn't sense that. She did. The Stearns & Foster, I don't think it has a pleasant smell. It has almost no smell. My wife, on the other hand, she actually doesn't smell any industrial stink on it, I guess you would say, from the beginning. Right out of the plastic, you pull it open, and it usually when you get something that's been in plastic sealed like that, you open it up, you get a scent. This was scentless, and that is a benefit for my wife. Neither of the mattresses really played into my allergies, and that is a testament to both, because I have been in a lot of hotel rooms, I've stayed in a lot of people's guest rooms, I've done a lot of traveling in my life that I've laid on a lot of mattresses, and I've laid on some mattresses before where they will just irritate my skin. I'll wake up and I'll be itchy places. The scents will really wreak havoc on my sinuses. So those are real things out there in the world. Neither of these mattresses had that problem. Let's see. Where's my note? Okay. So we talked about why I waited so long, why I wanted 90 days on this. I wanted to see if it was going to fool me. Is it going to be so awesome out of the box that a month or two down the road I'm going to completely regret it after the return period? No, it's still just as delightful today as it was on day one. I will say there's a little bit of pitting on both sides from both of us, but I think that's to be expected with such a super soft mattress and two people with such different body structures. Is it noticeable? Not really. So 90 days in, it's still a super comfortable mattress, and I would not return it. Although, and I think this is the important part, Saatva has a 180-day return policy. If in 180 days you decide that you don't like it, for a $99 restocking and pickup fee, you can return it and get the rest refunded. That's what we did. This Stearns & Foster, it's entirely based on the store that you buy it from. In my research, it was, I believe, Mattress Firm, which had a roughly 180-day exchange policy, if memory serves. But I bought from Raymore and Flanagan. That had a 45-day return policy. And in order to use the return policy, you had to use a mattress cover on it. And so throughout the whole purchasing process, because I expressed some concern about this mattress, the salesperson gave me a discount of $250, but also sold us a $250 mattress cover, which we put on for the first roughly 35 to 40 days when we decided we absolutely were not returning it, and then we took it off. And the main reason is that mattress cover, the bigger they are and the more luxurious they are, the more slippery they are. I can't tell you how many times I would go to sit in bed and I would literally slide down to the end. But in the end, we have a mattress topper sitting in a bag. Not a mattress topper, a mattress cover sitting in a bag that we're never going to use because the mattress is awesome as is. And again, we only had 45 days to return it, so we're stuck with it. And I'll make this promise, even if I never make another YouTube video in my life, in the event that this mattress craps out on us sometime in the next year, 2 years, 3 years, it could be 5 years down the road, and if something were to happen with this mattress that is exceptional, I will post another video, even if I had been absent for years, because I think that would be important. But the build quality is good. I don't necessarily see something like crazy like that happening. Let's see, what else might you want to know? We talked about purchase experience. We talked about the price comparisons, the build quality. Again, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being softest, they say it's an 8. And so if you count backwards, 10, 9, 8, and then you count upwards from Saatva, 1, 2, 3. A 3 Saatva should equal an 8 Stearns & Foster. They're not even in the same ballpark. I think conservatively, after laying on this, if the Stearns & Foster had the more accurate scale, then on that same scale, I would put the Saatva at a 6 or a 7. A 6 or 7 on the Saatva firmness scale, which would be a 3 or a 4 on the Stearns & Foster. So I would say it's the Saatva Classic queen size 14.5-inch Plush Soft would have been comparable to probably a Stearns & Foster Berm. I know that might sound a little egregious, but hard bouncy is the way I described it. Whereas the Stearns & Foster, it's like laying in a cloud. It just engulfs your whole body, and it's delightful. So that said, let me give a final grade on a scale of A down to F. Yeah, okay, we'll just do it simple. I would grade the Saatva Classic, and I didn't do this in previous videos, but I would grade the Saatva Classic based on expectation and delivering on those expectations. The expectations, of course, being built by the marketing materials. I would give them a solid C+, in meeting expectations, but I would give them a B+ in the buying and returning process. If you go and see the other videos, you'll hear that one of my issues with Saatva is that the receipt looked more like an estimate. It did not include any discounts. It didn't say how much I actually really paid. There was some confusion about that kind of stuff. The communication post-purchase wasn't great, but the return process was incredible. I was able to do it via their chat box because they had higher than expected call volumes. So buying and return process for Saatva, B+. Delivering on expectations, a C+. And so overall, I think that would be a low B, high B minus maybe. So like on a numerical scale, like an 82, 83. Overall, a good experience with Saatva. The Stearns & Foster. Now, bear in mind, I bought the Stearns & Foster from a separate furniture store, Raymore & Flanagan. I can't judge the return piece because we did not return it and we won't be returning it, but I can judge the purchase process on it. I would give that also a B+. It had its issue, but it resembled more of a store. I did the purchase on chat. When I got the receipt, it showed all the numbers appropriately, and it even identified the SKU and the description, and that's when I noticed that the wrong mattress was ordered, which gave me the opportunity to call and fix, and they fixed it in 20-25 minutes, actually identifying a technical issue in their system. They could have been blowing smoke, but it actually makes sense. So I'll give it the same grade. A different issue, but not something that is really a big problem. Now, delivering on expectations. I will give this mattress an A-. And the reason I'm not going all the way to an A or even an A+, or the highly coveted eBay A++. The reason I'm sticking with an A- is this. It delivers on the expectations of being a Pillowtop Ultra Plush. It is a Pillowtop Ultra Plush. We love the mattress. It's everything we've wanted in a mattress. If you want soft, I don't think you're going to be upset if you were to stick to this mattress. Why it goes down to an A- is it's hard to deliver on expectations when you don't share what those expectations are. The marketing of the Stearns & Foster is really crap. Yeah, you want to be a luxury brand, and yeah, you have cutesy signatures on all of your tags, and the color schemes are beautiful. But what the hell is it made out of? I shouldn't have to go and search the internet to find out what the hell is inside of it, and that frustrated me to no end. That said, I'm not confident we ever even would have leaned towards Stearns & Foster if we didn't already have a Stearns & Foster that my wife loved. If we were to go to a store, lay on some beds, between the price point and the inability to find out what the heck it's made out of, I'm not sure we ever would have laid on it. But after laying on it and having it, and the previous good experience with the other Stearns & Foster, I am happy to say I'm glad we bought it. It fits for us. It is the soft mattress we were looking for. So there you go. There you have it. Those are my grades. That's my comparison. Again, not affiliated with anybody. Never make any money from this video at all. Just sharing it so people can really hear what a normal person's experience with this is. Hopefully I help you make a decision a little bit. Like I said, if you're looking for super plush and you want really soft, this is the mattress for you. The Stearns & Foster Luxe Estate Cassatt. Cassatt maybe. With that, I can't guarantee I'll be having any more mattress videos. However, the response to the videos has been very positive, and it's making me think that some of these other products that I've bought that are just really just dumpy and I wish I never did, or some of the products that I've got that have really surprised me, I think I might have to do a couple more reviews here and there. Who would have thunk? If you ever saw my intro video, you know that my whole idea was to talk business and all that jazz, and then I didn't. Instead, I went out and I do business every day, so I don't really want to talk about it on a video. And here I am doing reviews of mattresses and other consumer products. Truth be told, I enjoy talking about these things more. I like giving recommendations because I want other people to have good experiences, just like I want myself to have good experiences. Anyways, with that, thank you for going down this journey with me. Hopefully I'll have some other stuff posted sometime soon that might interest you as well. And good luck in your purchase, in your purchasing a new mattress if you are looking for one. As always, feel free to enter anything into the comments. I'm not a YouTube star, so I don't get a lot of comments, but the ones I do get, I try to respond to in a fairly timely manner. And with that, as I finish many of my other videos, thank you and sleep well.